All right, welcome back. So we can push post up, but we can't retrieve anything. So let's kind of start working on the retrieval side. So where retrieval needs to begin with is needs to begin in our service. So our post service. We've got this stream, which is private. And the reason it was private is just so that nobody messes with it. But I don't really mind people having access to the post stream. But we'll just make a getter here for the Firebase list observable. Fires off post arrays. And it's just going to return our this dot underscore post stream. And again, that's a little unnecessary, right? That's a little like, you're afraid somebody's going to mess with you. You're the only one writing code. You're not going to mess with yourself. So I do it because some people consider it best practice, but honestly, I just don't care if this thing was public. So now people can get it, but they can't set it. Who would want to get this thing? So we've got this post list component. So this post list component is probably going to want it. So in order to use the post service, they'll have to use dependency injection. Yeah, it's amazing once you kind of like open the lid on something, you use it everywhere, right? And what he's going to do is he's going to, instead of having a whole bunch of these, he's going to have just one repeated field. And what we actually want to do is we want to have an HR kind of like after each one of these things. So just kind of a heads up, this is the actual like look we're going for. And over in the app, you can see that kind of makes some space. So you don't actually see the line yet, but you will eventually. And so actually we want just one of these like things, and we want to repeat it. Since there's two things, we have to kind of like put the repeat thing outside of them. If there was only one thing, you could actually just kind of put it inside of it. Does that make sense? And so what we're going to do is we're going to have an ng4 on the outside, a hyphen ng4, and it is going to be a for async. So we can just say for post of the post service post stream, and pipe that to async. And then it says this as list. I don't really need access to the list later, so I'm just going to go and cut that off right there. Close up my div on the bottom. And interestingly enough, you can actually test it right here. it's kind of a silly test. So this is oops, I thought I could test it. Can I not test it? I must have a typo somewhere. Yep, sure enough, I got a typo right there. Post plural stream. And so what I can do is I can actually test it here. So they all say lorem ipsum. There you can see the line shows up. But then I'll put my latest post on here, and you can see that what it does is it adds another one. So they don't display the right thing, but you can see that it's actually getting the count correct, which is kind of fun. So in order to make them display the right thing, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to pass into the other component the post. The way you pass something in is it has to be able to receive something. So you can go into the post component here. And inside the post component, you can say, hey, he's got an input for a post, which is an object of type post. You have to do a couple imports. You have to import the @import, which you can see comes from core. And then you have to import post as well, which just comes from the model post. Now what you can do is you can say bracket post equals. And so what we've done here is we basically made an attribute that he can receive, an input that he can receive. And that is equal to my non-creative variable names. That is equal to this local variable called post. So this one and this one have to match. And then this word post really connects to this guy over here. So once you've passed it in, now you can use it inside the post component. So in the post component's HTML, instead of saying David Fisher, you could, say post dot author key. Obviously, author key isn't going to be great, but that's like who it's really from, right? And then you could also say post dot body to show the body. We'll also have to fix up the photo here. I'm going to punt the photo for just a little bit. I'll do it maybe later this video. And so now it should say the author key and the post body for each one. And you can see that it says my first post, my second post, my third post, test, and then my latest post. And it's got my author key for each and every one of them. I want the order to be opposite. So what I want to do is I want to do the whole reverse pipe that we've done a couple times. So here we said pipe to async, and then we want to also pipe it to reverse. So we're going to have to go make a reverse pipe. So we'll just go ahead and go over to our console here. Right now my path is I'm in the services folder, so I can go back up at least one directory, and I'm in the app directory. If you want to make a folder called pipes and put it into pipes, that's fine. So we can make pipes, and then we could cd into pipes, and then we can do an ngg pipe for reverse. To be honest though, if you didn't want to make a folder for it, that's fine as well. Here you can see that it updated the app module, and interestingly enough, this one did actually add itself for me. So it added the reverse pipe right there to the declarations. I'm going to add a trailing comment to it. Now I've got this post pipe somewhere, so I can go looking for this post pipe. And what it does is if it has a value, so if it's got a value, you know that it's going to be an array. And so what we're going to return is we're going to return a slice of the array reverse. And then if it doesn't exist, we're going to return null. I think that's a fine thing. So you can save it up, and then you can see if things got reversed, and they did. So latest post, test, third post, second post, first post. Perfectly reversed. Next thing I want to do is I want to go look into the picture and think about what I want to do with the picture. So this is showing me the author key, but I also want to actually, have a chance of doing a picture. This won't really work yet, but we'll make some progress on it. Actually, it's kind of similar to what a service did. I guess you could go over to your HTML for your create and kind of do a similar thing. So now we can kind of look at it to see what's different. So this grabbed it from the auth service, and it was the photo URL stream async. So it's not going to be that at all anymore. Somehow we're going to have to get the photo of the person who made this post. So this won't work yet, but let's pretend like it does. And we'll say post .photo URL as URL. And if it doesn't exist, I can use the no photo template. If it does exist, use it, and that'll be their Google profile photo. And then if they don't have a photo, use the missing photo template. Cool. So I did the prep work for that. That will make me happy enough. You won't actually notice anything yet for that. So it just shows the missing photo because the post doesn't have a photo URL. And we'll talk about how we're going to do that, but maybe not right this minute. So I just want to review this and get it checked in. So there's my reverse pipe. There's the implementation of my reverse pipe. Pretty simple, things we've done many times. The post component HTML. You can see I did some placeholder stuff for the photos. And then I went ahead and did the author key in the body, which is the best I can do right now. Over on the TS for the post component, I received a post, and then I passed in the post, like from Firebase. Over here, I just said, hey, I want to use the post service, and the post service, I made the post stream available. So this is display post. Cool. Come back next time. We'll do some more fun stuff. Bye.